Hello, Kelly Bear here. I'm filming this almost off the back of the last one. I did go and have a little bit of lunch. It's gotten a bit chilly, so I've got my old dressing gown on. I say my old dressing gown on. This is a new dressing gown. I only got, my husband bought this for me back at like October or November. It's got little, it's black and it has stars on it. I mean, it's perfect. Anyway, we're not here for that. We're here for other presents, which are things that I received for Christmas, but that are related to what I do here on the channel. I'm not showing you all the things I got for Christmas because, you know, some of it isn't actually relevant to this channel. So I just thought I'd try and keep it to, yeah, sort of tarot-y, witchcrafty, and some art things. And I am just going to jump straight in. The first thing I'm going to show you it wasn't actually a Christmas present. It was a book that I had pre-ordered and was meant to arrive in October, and it did not. It in fact arrived on Christmas Eve, as Phoebe Buffet calls it, and it is Mastering Magic by Matt Oren. This is the sister book to Psychic Witch, and yeah, I've already started it. I'm not very far in, as you can see, but I have started it and I am enjoying it. And yeah, I can't really report back on this yet because I haven't read it or worked with it, but it looks just as pretty as the sister book, and it feels just as nice. It's got that slightly, I don't know, it just feels really almost like a slightly rubbery texture. I don't know, it's quite nice. And so far what I've read I've really enjoyed, so there is that. Matt Oren also, I put this up on my Instagram. I did a photo of this when it arrived, and Matt Oren commented on my post, and I was a little bit like, ah. Oh god, sorry if that was loud on it for anyone with earbuds in, apologies. The rest are, so that was almost like a Christmas present to myself. It came in at a really nice time. Anyway, so the other things that I received, the first one was from our Simon from the Hermit's Cave, and it is the Shadowland Lenormand. Because as some of you will know, I got the Shadowland Tarot for myself as a Halloween Samhain present to myself, and I loved it. I have looked through these cards very quickly and tried to give them a bit of a shuffle. So are they in order? Or maybe they are in order. Oh no, I didn't give them a bit of a shuffle. I'm thinking of something else that I was trying to shuffle. I have kept them in order. I was thinking of another Lenormand that I was playing with that I had put in order for some reason. I can't remember, probably a study reason, and then was shuffling. It was this, where was it? This one, this is the one I'm thinking of. This Titania's Fortune card, which I totally forgot to show, I think. Did I show this in my decks that came into my collection in 2022? I can't remember. Either way, this was in there. I had... Anyway, I'm just getting distracted for a change. But yeah, so... it basically seems like the same cardstock, same gilding, same backs as the tarot. So I am obviously going to have to make a matching pouch to the tarot deck, which is, oh my god, I keep reaching off screen, off camera, the tarot decks. I'm going to make exactly the same, but make it Lenormand size. Oh man, I didn't know I was going to get this because it was a surprise, obviously. Simon, I didn't know what he was going to get me. I was obviously not expecting anything, honestly, because I never presumed that I'm going to receive anything from anyone. But Simon is very naughty and always gets me something, bless him. But a pouch, a double pouch that holds both of them. How would that work though? Because they are different sizes and it would be a little tricky. How big is the book? Is the book the same size? The book is a little bigger than the deck. Oh, that will be it. You put one side with the deck and then the other side with the book. And this, I don't know, maybe it needs like a little pocket, a little pocket to like slide it in. Slide it in, that sounds rude, doesn't it? Yeah. I've started reading the book. I have gotten up to start reading it yesterday. Where did I get up to? I got up to Coffin. No, hang on. Did I read Bouquet? I feel like I read Bouquet. No, Coffin was the last one entry that I read. So I'd read all up to there, the preamble, and then up to there. But yeah, I sort of looked quite quickly through the cards. There is something that I thought this deck had that it doesn't, which makes me sad. But I will try and do a walkthrough of this. And we will have a look at it. Obviously it's not a new deck by any stretch, but it's new to me and I am excited. So yeah, I think it might be my favourite Lenormand, honestly. But I got that, so they go nicely together. Yay! And then I got another deck. I received the Archetypes Tarot, the Wild Unknown Tarot, the Archetypes Oracle, the Wild Unknown Archetypes. God, the packaging in this is like so extra and kind of unnecessary. I don't know. I mean, it's very lovely, but it's also, I feel a bit wasteful. Because, you know, you've got the sleeve and then you've got the lovely magnetic box. I mean, I've wanted this deck for so bloody long, honestly, since it came out, which was what, 2019, I think, 2018, 2019, I can't remember. Blah, 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 blah. It says 2019 here, so yeah, it's been out for 3 years. Wow, that's gone quick. But my mum got it for me because I popped it on my list, because I always look at it and I can never find it for a decent price, or like a price that I would be comfortable paying. It's always really quite a lot, and it had gone down a little bit, so I thought, well, I'll put it on my list. And my mum bought it for me off the list, because I give her a list of stuff that I want and then I say, like, pick whatever. So this is one of the things she picked. So yeah, many of you would have seen this. It's round. It's my first, like, officially round deck. I did round my Albano Weight Tarot earlier this year. But this is, yeah, it's going to be weird to shuffle. I know a bunch of people have modded this by removing the thin border. I don't know if I will do that. I know that some people have also changed the shape of it to make it easier to shuffle and work with. I think I'll probably try and keep it round. But yeah, I feel like it needs the white around the edges on this one. And it will go in line with the other Wild Unknown decks that I have. But I'm excited to work with this. I haven't really looked through the cards at all. I just had a very brief look, skip through a bunch of them on Christmas Day. I haven't even looked inside the book other than to look at the content, not the contents, to look at the date that it was published. So yeah, I am looking forward to getting stuck in with that. Might do a walkthrough of that as well, first impressions, I don't know. But yeah, so I received 2 decks. I think my aunt bought me a tarot deck as well, because there was a French tarot deck that I had on my wish list that I sent to my aunt. And so there was a couple of books and a couple of decks and a couple of art supplies, so then they could just pick at different price points. And I think she made it sound like she bought me a tarot deck, but my mum, she dropped it off to my mum's, because my aunt lives out of London, when she was visiting at the beginning of this month. And then my mum put it somewhere safe and then totally forgot about it. So when my mum drove over to do a present exchange on Christmas Eve, morning of Christmas Eve, she had totally forgotten to put my aunt's present in there. So I have to wait for that one for when I next see my mum. We might be meeting up for a dog walk in the next week or so, so I imagine I will be updating you on any other decks that I get. And then the other ones that I got books. So one is more how the original vibe of this channel, subject matter of this channel, I guess, which is like witchy, pagan-y, tarot-y stuff, and the other 2 are more like the other stuff that I do now, that I'm just putting all my art and design and craft stuff on here rather than having a separate channel. So I finally got Folk Witchcraft by Roger J. Horn. As you can see, I am over halfway through, and I've heard a lot about this. I heard a lot of people really talk this one up. I love the little doodle type sketches in here, the little illustrations. I love them. Really my thing. Look at that, isn't that cute? But it isn't quite what I thought it was going to be. I don't know what I expected. I'm thinking that once I get to the grimoire section, or the grammar section of the book, I will find it a bit more sort of useful for me. It's very much like a brief primer. It touches on things very briefly. It doesn't go into a huge amount of detail, but that being said, I've not finished it. I feel this is one of a series of books, so I feel like they need to be taken in their totality as a series, because they probably build on one another. I really want the Cartomancy book as well. I did get money as well from people for Christmas, so my plan, hopefully in the new year, is to pop that into my account and get the rest of these. Maybe wait until my birthday, because I think I've got one of these on my wish list that I sent to my husband, and he might, I don't know if he will pick one up for my birthday, but I definitely want to get the rest of these. There's so many books that I want, but look at me actually reading, you know, reading through the Shadowland Norman book, reading the Matt Oren book, reading this one. That's what I was doing loads of yesterday, lots of reading. And then the other two are more like arts and crafts. So the first one is Stitchcraft, and this is all macabre and creepy patterns for embroidery hoops or what have you. Ooh, I'm not doing a very good job, but they're all like creepy. So it's got like anatomical studies. So for example, we have like an anatomical study of the heart, but make it flowery. And it gives instructions for what stitches to use. Again, this wasn't quite what I thought it was going to be. It gives a very brief bit of information about, it has the pattern on one page. It has a brief bit about, you know, the words, stitches to use. But it's not, it's not, I thought it was going to be a book that would also show you step by step how to do certain stitches, but I realized actually that doesn't matter, because I'm better at watching someone on video and then having a go myself. I have a bunch of like hand sewing and embroidery videos saved on a playlist on YouTube, and my plan for 2023 is to really up my embroidery game, get back on my sewing machine, because I want to make some machine sewn items for my shop, because it is not sustainable for everything to be handmade in my shop, purely because I literally cannot make I cannot survive essentially. It's not feasible, unfortunately. So I still plan to make everything to a really good standard and to a really good, I will still have handmade items, don't worry, because that's my real like passion, is like making things and hand making things. But I do feel I need like a diffusion line to use some old terminology from my fashion degree and my fashion past, because yeah, I need to be able to free up the time and the energy and have some funds to be able to invest in the like more one of a kind arty type things. So like have a like mix of stuff. But yeah, so one of the things I wanted to do was really up my embroidery game. Don't know how that's going to go, considering I do have a problem with my thumb at this point. I don't even know if it's an injury. I might have a cyst growing, and I'm waiting for a scan, but the NHS is fucked, so I'm still waiting. And all the while I don't know if it's gonna really ruin my dominant hand forever or not, which is quite frankly terrifying, because my entire meaning of life is derived from being able to make things, and my entire livelihood has always been doing things using my hands, whether it was pattern cutting and making garments, or you know, hair and makeup, or now sewing items. So if this hand goes, I'm a bit fucked. Yeah, I'm yeah, trying not to like think about it too much, because I really quickly start to spiral when I dwell on it too much. And the other thing is things to cut out and collage. This one was from my mum. This one was one of my presents from my husband, and this is literally things to cut out and collage. And the reason I want it, and it's all printed on one side, so you don't feel like you won't like miss out choosing which side you want to cut out. But it's got everything from like, you know, toys to insects to a whole page of cats, you know, architecture, cacti, like it's got it all, folks. Fruit and veg, got it all. You've got a selection of apes and monkeys and chimps and monkeys. I can't remember the distinction. Like skeletons, yes, super into that. Birds, lots of parrots and parakeets or what have you. So yeah, I'm really excited to have this. The reason I wanted this is because I've been really getting into using sort of collaged items in my art journals. The problem is I don't regularly buy magazines. I haven't regularly bought magazines for years, because I got really disillusioned working in the fashion industry and just seeing like these fashion magazines are just bobbins. But then I haven't really bought any other kinds of magazines. I haven't bought the 40 and Times since I don't know when. I haven't bought any magazines for so long. I used to buy all sorts of magazines, not mostly fashion magazines, but of other ones as well. And so I don't have any like really interesting, fun things to be able to cut out. I don't get a chance to go into you know, charity shops and rummage through old books. That's another thing that I could try and do, mask up and go and try and do in the new year, is to increase my ephemera for collage. But one way of jump starting that basically was for me to ask for this, and it was one of the things that my husband picked off my wish list, so I'm really happy. So that sort of ties in with this channel still. And then another arty thing was some more acrylic paints. I have a set of their, I think it's like 28 or 30 vintage colour collection acrylic paints, and I did want one of their other collections of 28, but they didn't have them in stock, so instead I opted for a selection of metallic paints, because at least had some interesting colours that I don't already own. So there's this like wonderful, these are all metallic, and some of them are like duochrome, which means it's got 2 colours in it. For those, that's a very sort of makeup type term for like duo or trio chrome eyeshadows, for example, will have more than one pigment color in them. Like, well, yeah, they'll like reflect, you know, like those jewel beetle wings where they look gold in one direction and green in the other. Yeah, so that's like that would be a duochrome. I'm sorry if that was really, I just realized, I'm sure most people knew that, but I didn't mean to be patronizing. But yeah, there's this gorgeous sort of it's called Shocking Lime Green. We've got, it's making my mouth water because they all look like sherbet and stuff to me. Although I discovered from someone who was I was listening to a podcast the other day, and apparently some people call sherbet in the States or in Canada, sherbet is like what we call sorbet, not the like sherbet dib dab sherbet, which is like this fizzy, sugary, sweet stuff. My mouth's watering thinking about it. Yeah. We've got this delicious, it's called Shady Orange, but this camera is not doing it justice, but it's got some really yummo colours on here. We've got a lovely pink, like a bubble, almost, get in there you bastard. There's like this, it's like a very cool toned bubblegum pink. Again, it's not really showing up on this, it doesn't look anything like it does on the camera. And then there's also, weirdly, there's like says it's playful pink, but it's white. So I'm wondering if it's got like a pink duochrome through it. I don't know. I'm confused. Fiery red, fancy black. Oh, it doesn't even have playful pink on here. That's not even on here. That's the wrong one, I think. Dreamy lemon yellow. Yeah, it feels like this colour. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm going to open it. I'm going to open it. This could go wrong. This could go very bad in this. Oh no, it is. It's like a white, and then it's got this pinky purple duochrome. Oh, I was wrong. Oh, that's pretty. I can't wait to swatch these. I'm hoping to finally get some bloody art journaling done tomorrow or Saturday. But yeah, so I got 10 yummy, premium is probably pushing it. I wouldn't call this premium paint by any stretch of the imagination. Arteza is affordable art supplies, but for me, if I'm doing craft stuff, not fine art stuff, this is fine. So I'm happy to use cheap acrylic for art projects, for arts and craft projects like mixed media stuff. If I was wanting to do like a nice big fancy canvas, but doing it with acrylic, I probably wouldn't be using this brand. I'd probably be using like Golden or something. So that's the other thing that I got. And then 2 sort of tangentially to this channel. So one of them is my main present from my husband, which was the official licensed Labyrinth door knocker earrings, which I've wanted for ages and they keep going out of stock. I've just realised I've got a cup of tea and it's going to go cold. Oh, you know what? That's the perfect temperature. I made it just before I sat down to film this. Oh, God, yeah, I do love a perfect drinkable temperature tea. But yeah, and I've wanted these for ages, and he managed to get them. They just happened to be back in stock. So they're even like, actually, let's get this back here. So yeah, it's essentially the door knockers from, come on camera, from Labyrinth. They also do a necklace I really want. It's basically the little worm. It's like, hello. You know, him at the beginning. Whenever you hear me go, hello, I do it all the time. That's who I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the adorable little blue worm with the red scarf. I fucking love him. Yeah, they do a necklace, and it's basically a teacup, and he's poking out of it, and it's so cute. I kind of want it for my birthday, so I might put that on my wish list and maybe see if the birthday present fairy brings it for me. And the final thing is it's not really anything to do with tarot or witchcraft or arts and crafts or anything, or labyrinth, which, you know, I talk about the labyrinth and like Jim Henson's and Brian Froud's work a lot on this channel and how much it means to me. And obviously there's also a labyrinth tarot deck, so I feel like this is kind of relevant. This isn't, except it is relevant to me. Every year my mum will get me at least one pair of socks. Usually she gets me like fluffy bed socks because I like my toes to be toasty. My husband got me this dressing gown and got me these actually go over the knee, like fluffy socks, but I've just got them on over my tracksuit bottoms to the knee today because it's gotten this bit chilly. But oh, the glamour. But my mum only got me one pair of socks this year, but she outdid herself, let me tell you, because they are perfect. And the funny thing is, the purple hair with the fringe, I've literally had hair like this maybe about 2017. If you go back to my videos in 2017, you will literally see me with purple bobbed hair with a little short Betty bangs. So it literally looks like me, and well, not quite like Dr. Nomi, but I just like so yeah, my mum swears as much as I do, so it's probably where I got it from. So if you get mad at me for swearing too much, blame the parents. Anyway, so that was my little Christmas present related to this channel haul. There were some other things that I got, but you know, you don't need to see like shower cream or chocolates or any other like bits. Oh, I got some pajamas. I don't think you really need to see my pajamas and stuff like that, so I sort of just didn't bother showing those. Plenty of like, I got some beautiful, couple of different loose leaf teas that I'm excited to try. Did I get some stickers? I feel like I got some stickers, but I don't know what I've done with them. What else did I get? I didn't get a mug this year. This is the first year in about a decade that no one got me a mug, which just, I'm like, whoa, I hope this isn't a bad omen. Because I do have a tendency to break them as well, so it's almost like a running joke that I usually need at least one new mug every year. But I'm not going to jinx myself, because I was going to say I haven't broken any this year, but I don't want to jinx myself. I've just said it. I've said it now, because yeah. But I keep going back to this one lately. This rabbit one that my friend Meg got me a few years ago. The Watership Down one, where the rabbit's reading Watership Down and thinking, fucking hell. But yeah, I am, yeah, that's it. What am I? I am feeling quite tired now. Having just only filmed 2 videos back to back. I'm out of, I've been resting so much the last few days. I've lost my, my get up and go a little bit. But it's much needed. Sometimes you just do need to just chill the hell out, right? But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that sort of whatever this was. And I'm not sure when I'll upload it, probably in the new year, because I want to get my standout decks for 2022 to go up either New Year's Eve or New Year's Eve. It depends how much I can get my arse into gear to get it edited and stuff like that, because oh god, yeah, I just have to like take photos to make the thumbnail and all that bollocks. Oh, I'm really bad at like making thumbnails for videos. I'm like, what do people like, you know, you're supposed to make thumbnails that people will click on. I'm like, I don't know, what do people click on? What do people like? I don't fucking know. I try to get inspiration from some of my like tarot friends, but I'm not very good at taking pictures. I'm not very good at making thumbnails. I don't know. Nah. I'm just going off topic at this point, so I'm just gonna go. But thank you so much for watching. What did you get for Christmas? Did you get any decks? Did you get any books? What's your favourite if you did? Did you get any sweary socks? Let me know. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourself. It's not October. We've got a while. Oh my god. 10 months till Halloween. But yeah, take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao.